Okay, I explained the last video really badly, so I just have to do it again. So there's three stories that really didn't make any sense when I first watched it. You've got one story which is Stuart, who is rejecting his child and doesn't want anything to do with it. I didn't think it had anything to do with that, but at the same time, I made a video this morning about how I feel like Martin could represent my child, and the old one, the one that kind of rejected me first, to be honest. So it's not the same as Stuart, because Stuart's baby is a baby, and hasn't done anything wrong, whereas my child, or God's child, should I say, the whole, it's the past. They have done tons and tons of things, so they deserve to be rejected. But yeah, I've rejected that baby just in the same way that Stuart has rejected his baby, but it makes no sense on his part because he hasn't, because the baby hasn't done anything wrong. But yes, and then there's a second story where this woman Linda, who is an alcoholic, she was going to run away, but the main reason why she was going to run away was Janine was putting her down and saying lots of bad things about her, and saying she's useless, and saying that she's just going to mess that family up, and that they'll be better off without her, and making her feel like shit, and encouraging her to drink, and encouraging her to run off, and also saying, okay, I'll give you £50,000 if you run off. So that was what she was run off, and she was. And then she decided to keep the money, and well, keep the money that Janine gave her and not leave, so stay. And then she was going to, but then Janine, to try and get back the money that she's just lost, she set up her daughter, and set up by getting someone to pretend to be an agency to buy a house, getting her to put like £50,000 deposit on the house, and then she that woman ran off, and it turned out she wasn't actually an agent. She was just taking this sort of yearly deposit for a flat that she wasn't actually selling. So she was scammed into losing money. And I say that's a completely unrealistic story, because who would do that? But at the same time, I feel like that's exactly what kind of God's done to me. God has made me look stupid, or made me look like I'm not that intelligent throughout the last, sometimes I make videos and I don't look very smart in it, or I look like an alcoholic, or I look like I'm mad, a lot of my things. So I feel like, and I feel like quite a few times I was just so pissed off the world, like I just don't want to help it at all. I never want to help it. Never, I'm just gonna, when I finish with whatever I'm doing, I'm just gonna run off and not do anything. There's times where I felt like that. Okay, I felt like that for a reason, just like Linda was going to run off because Janine was going to give her lots of money to run off. And okay, I am kind of actually going to run off, to be honest, but I'm only going to do it for a short time. I'll go for a short time and come back. But yeah. But yeah, just, and then after, but anyway, in the story, she was trying to tell her child that, that the reason why she's lost the rent money is probably because Janine has set her up, and the reason why she believes that Janine has set her up is because Janine gave her money, money that she's actually gone and spent on buying some salon. She was going to buy a salon or something, and she spent the money, and she can't really get it back now. So, but yeah, it's a complicated story, and I think I've explained it better or differently that time. And but yeah, I just feel like, even though this story doesn't make any sense because it's so unrealistic, it does actually relate to me far more than I actually first thought. And then you got the third story, which is the did I actually explain all of that? Because yeah, they had after she was trying to explain to the daughter what the problem is, she didn't actually get around to saying it, which doesn't make any sense why she didn't just get around to saying it. Just likewise, I'm trying to tell the world that I'm actually really, really pissed off with you because of things that I've gone through. But I don't know who's watching these videos. Is it a lot of people? Is it loads of people? Is it nothing? I don't know who's watching these videos. So I feel like I can't tell the whole world what I'm saying, or if I do tell it, I can't guarantee that they'll listen to me, because they might just think that I'm mad, just like that woman, that she was set up to make her look like she was drunk. Likewise, I think if I was to go onto Big Brother and say whatever I believe, there will be a lot of people who believe, but there'll also be a lot of people that just think I'm mad, and they won't listen to or take anything that I say seriously. That will definitely happen, but I don't actually know what's going to happen. Maybe there'll be so much evidence that people will just believe instantly. I don't know how it's going to play out, but There are a lot of people that definitely won't accept what I'm saying. And then and then yeah, so but then she gets in a car crash because Janine, she's drunk, she starts to drink, and she tries to get her partner or her ex partner to come and save her, or to drive her home, and she doesn't get it. Instead, Janine drives her home, but accidentally crashes the car, and then she swaps her over and puts her in the driver's seat to make her look like she was drink driving. So that could be what's going to happen. I feel like if I'm trying to tell people that I'm God and Christ, there's going to be a lot of people that will just think that I'm like a drunk driver, or like I don't know what I'm doing. And yeah, so but yeah, I don't know how the story's going to play out from here. She's in a coma right now. I'm assuming she's going to wake up and then tell people that actually she wasn't driving, she wasn't at the wheel of the car. Likewise, when people wake up, I'm going to tell them that actually, okay, something might be around the corner, something that's a kind of revelation type big, but I wasn't the one who's driving this. It's God, and that you have to trust God. People always say to trust God, and I have to do that because I've got no other kind of option really. But yeah, and then the third story is this Phil's son, who has gone around beating people up. And okay, I haven't beaten anyone up, so I definitely don't deserve anything. But if I'm God, and if I'm kind of responsible for starting wars, and keeping, it's population control. That's what it is. It's population control. There's people grow at a certain speed, and you need to make sure that the souls that are alive are smart and healthy and thinking straight, and the best way to do that is to keep the population at a manageable amount, and then make sure that the most intelligent ones get to live, so that there'll be less problems. Because when unintelligent ones, when there's too many people, unintelligent souls start being human, and then they're not ready to be human. They're better off, learning skills as animals. Animals learn skills, and animals get smarter, and animals, learn how to be happy, and sometimes are happier than humans. And so, but yeah, unfortunately, population control is caused by wars. But anyway, yeah. So like this guy that went around beating people up and stuff, I feel like that is kind of what God's done. And then he ended up getting raped, and I feel like that's also something. No, it's not going to happen, but because I haven't done anything wrong, but there's something that's anyway, it's I think I explained it better there.